you stand in desperate need of continual intercessory prayer for what you're doing. Start praying. Here's the thing. Why do you need prayer? That's kind of a silly question, isn't it? Why do you need prayer? You know, as a ministry leader, as a children's pastor, as a VBS director, you are no different than anyone else in your church, except for the calling that God's placed on your life for that task. But you know what? You are just a person, a child of God like them, and you stand in desperate need of continual intercessory prayer for what you're doing. And I want you to right now commit to start praying for VBS. If you feel like you don't have enough support for your VBS, and I hear this all the time, Ryan, I don't have enough support from my church. I'm going to give you a little secret right now. You need to start building a prayer team right now. On February 21st, go to a dozen people in your church and ask them to join your VBS prayer team. And I'm going to tell you something. You start feeding those people prayer requests every week and praises, and you're not going to come back to me this summer and say, Ryan, I have zero support for my VBS. I know of at least 12 people that are going to be behind your VBS. Now here's the deal. It's the law of large numbers. So if it's going to work with 12, get this, it'll work with 24, and it'll work with 36. What if you had 50 people on your VBS prayer team? If you went to 50 people in your church this week and said, will you start praying with me every week for VBS? And every week I'm going to give you a different prayer request or praise. I'm going to text it to you. I'm going to email it to you. I'm going to write on a slip of paper and hand it to you at church. And would you commit to pray? When summer rolls around and it's time for VBS, you're going to have 50 people that are going to be raving fans. And when you run a little short on your budget, guess who's going to come through with a check, right? When you feel like, I don't know if I'm going to have enough help, guess who's going to show up to be there with you? Your 50 people that have been praying with you since February 21st. Now here's the deal. And when I said that, I saw a lot of smiley faces and hearts and stuff pop up on my screen. So a lot of you are going to nod your head and say this, but here's the part about it that really, I don't like. And that is a majority of you will let it go in one ear and out the other because it is human nature. You'll say, yes, Ryan, I need a prayer team. Yes, I need to get some people this week, but you won't do it. So I want you to beat the odds. If you want to be somebody that's going to beat the odds, I want you to put it in the comments right now and say, Ryan, you got my word. I'm not going to be one of those people that lets it go in one ear and out the other. By God's grace, with God's help, I'm committing to building a prayer team. Okay, I want you to comment it in. I'm going to keep you accountable. And now listen, if you come to me in 3 months and you say, Ryan, I feel like I have no support for VBS, I'm going to ask you this. Were you on my training back on February 21st? If you say yes, and then I'm going to ask you, did you get that prayer team? Because if you got that prayer team and you're feeding them prayer requests and praises every week, you will not lack support for your VBS.